Hi guys, welcome to a new reaction. For those who don't know, I'm a Prince Rabbit, and today I'm going to react to official timeline from League of Legends from Necrit. I hope I say his name right, Necrit. I'm going to put him in the video, so please go into his channel, okay? And if I'm sorry if you don't understand something I say, okay? English is not my first language, so be patient with me, okay? And try to help in the commentaries if you don't understand something, if you want me to explain you something I said. Maybe sometimes I speak something in half, I don't finish the sentence. Sometimes that's a problem I have, and not just in English at all. So I'm really sorry about that. And yeah, so yeah, we're going to continue the Necrit video about the universe of League of Legends. This is the second video. This came after the video I previously saw, so maybe have something new, maybe have some the same thing, I don't know. But make it after that video, so maybe have something new. So even if it's just a little parts new, it's going to be good, because I here to learning. So yeah, I all ears to learning more about this universe. And yeah, I'm really sorry if I did make a new cinematic. If you want me to make some cinematic, I didn't sorry about that. A cinematic I didn't before. You can ask me in the commentaries, okay? And for I start to make lives on Twitch, going to appear here in the video right now. So please watch me, watch my gameplays, okay? Maybe I'm going to start making reactions there too. Who knows? And yeah, because all my games I going to play games there now. So yeah. And oh, okay, this video, yeah, I just remember something. Sorry, I forget a lot of things. This video is not a substitute for the original video, so please go to the Necrit channel and watch, okay? The link going to be in the description, and the link of this video going to be in the description too, so go ahead and watch, okay? I really hope everything's okay now. And Necrit, if you don't like the reaction, if you don't want me to make reactions, it's okay, you can tell me anytime, okay? I'm really sorry. I hope everyone enjoy. I really hope everyone enjoy. And yeah. I hope it not get repetitive for a lot of you. So yeah. Oh, and for those that know, this is a reaction and this is not substitute for the original video, so I'm going to pause a lot, I'm going to speak a lot, I'm going to ask a lot because I don't know nothing about this universe. The only thing I know about this universe is from the cinematics I already saw the previous video, and Arcane, because Arcane was the door, the open door to this universe for me. So yeah. So I really hope everyone enjoyed this, and yeah, thank you. Let's start, okay? Let's start. Necrit.
If you've been around the channel for a while, you know that this isn't the first time that we are making a timeline for League of Legends. We made the first one before Universe even existed.
Oh, I didn't
saw
like this.
We had to look for the lore in the client. And in the worst case, we had to snoop around the internet because Riot hid their stories on separate websites.
Oh, really?
And on top of that, half of the champions didn't even have canon story. Then we made the second timeline.
Yeah, this is the one I watched. It was the one I watch. Yeah. It was really cool. At
least we had the base idea of what the story of League of Legends even is. But because we made that video very close to the release of Universe, most of the stories were not fleshed out. And over the following months, some of the details in the story changed. And suddenly, that timeline was full of mistakes.
Oh, okay, so as a little... Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I already paused that one. Oh no. I need to see the commentaries later. Oh wow. Okay, okay, okay. It's okay. It's okay, Necrit. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes these things happen.
And that's why we are making the third and hopefully the last video on the timeline of League of Legends. That's because today Riot released the Realms of Runeterra book, which is an official summary of the entire story of the world of League of Legends.
Okay.
But more importantly, this book also contains the official timeline of this story.
Okay.
And that is what I'm going to show you today. So
yes.
No more guessing, no more assumptions. What you are about to hear today is set in stone. And the purpose of this video is to give us a guide for the future.
Really, because I think some people tell me the League of Legends, sometimes they change a lot the lore of the champions and of the champions. So I don't know if you know in the comments they continue doing this or they stop doing this kind of things. Tell me in the comments, okay? If they continue change lore from the champions, because I remember someone say to me that sometimes they change the champions lore.
So whenever in the future we will need to know when the historical events happened, this video will help us. So
not the entire lore, sometimes just the some things of the lore they change. There's a thing I heard, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't do that anymore. Tell me in the commentaries.
Without further ado, let's have a...
Oh, sorry if my microphone, you can hear that very okay. I hope it's okay because I don't know. I hope it's okay now. I try to fix it, my microphone. So, but if you continue don't hear me very well, please tell me in the commentaries too, okay?
Look at the thing the lore community has been waiting for years. The official timeline.
And I'm really sorry about that.
Before we start, it is important to note that just like we say that something happened before Christ, because that is how we mark year 0, on Runeterra the foundation of Noxus is year 0. I will talk about it more when we get to it on the timeline. But just remember that when something happened before the year 0, we say that it happened before Noxus. So let's start with the very beginning. The official timeline doesn't show the very beginning of everything, but we know that something happened because we got proofs in the stories. So, countless eons ago, Runeterra popped into existence.
Okay.
This was probably around the time when Aurelian started spreading stars around the universe. In fact, the earliest point in the story we have is the beginning of time. This was mentioned in the story Twilight of the Gods, when the Ascended Warriors rode on the Dragons of Twilight to the beginning of times. This was a form of entertainment to the Ascended. Whenever they wanted...
Wait, what? Let me go back. Sorry. A lot of cars passing here right now. I can hear very well.
Was mentioned in the story Twilight of the Gods, when the Ascended Warriors rode on the Dragons of Twilight to the beginning of times. This was a form of entertainment to the Ascended. Whenever they wanted, they could just jump on the Dragons of Twilight and watch the beginning of everything. Either way, that is the earliest point in the story. With this, obviously, we have the entire story of
the Ascended. What is that? I think I'm missing something here. Okay, let me continue. Maybe explain this later.
Watchers, where the Watchers are these creatures from another realm. And as stars and planets started appearing in our physical reality, the Watchers, which were these creatures sitting in darkness, suddenly saw light in the distance. And because they enjoyed their sleeping in the darkness and they didn't want to be blinded by annoying light...
Yeah, I already talked about this in the previous reaction. It's not very good if you are sleeping very well and someone opened the window. No, don't do that. At least you need to work. Then you need to do this.
They decided to silence it.
At least you need to work. If you need to work, it's better someone open your window, up the window, so you wake up. I'm sorry. Let me continue.
That is the reason why the Watchers are trying to consume our world. They were sleeping in the darkness since the beginning of anything. And when Runeterra popped into existence, it was like an annoying shining light to them. So if anything, we are invading the privacy of the Watchers.
Yeah.
Anyway, this sets up the very beginning of the planet. But now, let's jump onto the actual history of Runeterra that is written in the book.
Okay.
9,000 years before Noxus, we have the very first Runeterran story. This era is known as simply the First Lands, which of course is an ancient name for Ionia. So it's not surprising to know where this story takes place. This era is entirely new to us, so pay attention. The description in the book reads, across the island continent known as
Ionia. I don't remember this. I saw the map once when I was watching Arcane, so I was trying to find the map of Runeterra, right? I hope I said that right. And I see some parties, but I don't remember this one. Ionia.
Ionia, a great war raged between mortals and a race of sky giants. Only by the intervention of the Vastaya Shirei, legendary beings of immense power, exist.
Wait, let me go back. What?
To us.
Oh, this is going to be one of those days.
So pay attention. The description in the book reads, across the island continent known as Ionia, a great war raged between mortals and a race of sky giants. Only by the
mortals and sky giants.
Intervention of the Vastaya Shirei, legendary beings of immense power, existing in both material and spirit realms simultaneously, was victory eventually won. This is
wait, who won?
Material and spirit realms simultaneously, was victory eventually won.
But so
this is interesting because we have never heard about the sky giants before.
Yeah, who? The human sky giants in the Vastaya Shirei?
Power.
Oh, just to be clear, I'm very bad to remember names. So I'm sorry if I forget something. Okay, the name of something, okay? I really sorry. It's better to say now in the beginning of this video because okay, let me continue.
Existing in both material and spirit realms simultaneously, was victory eventually won. This is interesting because we have never heard about the sky giants before, although they were teased almost years before this book. If you have a look at Universe, you may notice these images with giant swords that have no meaning. Well, they have no meaning because people forgot where these giant swords came from. And the book actually has a special description for this exact image. This is what it says. Titans of the past. It is certain Ionia has much longer and richer history than any living soul could claim to know. Indeed, in the more remote and mountainous highlands, the landscape is still littered with evidence of great wars from ages past.
Okay.
But instead of clear,
I sorry if you don't speak a lot. I really like to speak, so don't get just me watching silence. But this is so interesting. I saw into these videos, then I'm speechless. I cannot speak. I just pay attention, but I try to speak a little more.
During the ruins, the Ionians chose to respect what remained.
If you want to see this video, no discussion, no me asking things. Going to be going to the description of this video, okay? If you want to see this video, it's full.
Even if they no longer fully understand what it represents. So this is a proof that the very first Runeterran story was a war with the giants, which is a war we unfortunately know nothing about. One thing to note is that even for TFT, Riot is using these giant swords for the Ionian maps. So it is clear.
I tried to understand this TFT, but I didn't understand at all how to play this.
That Riot might have
I really try, but
future plans for this story.
Not to play, but to understand. I try to see people playing, but I don't get it.
But now let's move on. 8,000 years before Noxus, the War of the Three Sisters.
Oh, that I remember.
The description of this event tries to set everything on the right track, because previously the story of Freljord had some plot holes. This is what the description says. After they defeated the old gods of the north, a feud developed between the sisters Avarosa, Cyrilda and Lysandra, and quickly escalated into open conflict. The final battle was fought at the gates of Lysandra.
Wait. You speak too fast. Wait, you speak too fast.
Freljord had some plot holes. This is what the description says. After they defeated the old gods of the north,
the old gods of the north?
Feud developed between the sisters Avarosa, Cyrilda and Lysandra, and quickly escalated into open conflict. The final battle was fought at the gates of Lysandra's citadel, where she sacrificed many allies to entomb her enemies in true ice.
Okay, that I remember that in the first video, the first timeline explain, not timeline, universe explain. I remember this, but
this suggests that the Watchers got frozen in the Howling Abyss first, and a couple of years after that, the sisters turned against each other.
Oh, okay. I get it. The difference between the universe and this timeline now. The video of the universe and this timeline now. I get it. The difference now. Okay, so they frozen then first, then they get.
It wasn't a massive battle that included all three sisters and the Watchers on top of that, like we previously thought. In reality, according to the book, it was two separate battles.
Oh, okay.
Despite the fact that Lysandra's bio...
But still, my question is still, this Holy Abyss, right? I hope I said that right. This Holy Abyss, I don't know if I said that right, is big enough for one of the Watchers' paths? Because, yes? It's that big? Okay.
Still,
if you know that, please tell me in the commentaries, because I remember have another city, another hole to the void to this plane, but it was big enough. It was a giant hole. So this is bigger. This Holy Abyss is bigger. Okay.
Mentions everyone being frozen in one battle. But then again, the story has these plot holes only in Lysandra's version of the story. And that might be happening because Lysandra is trying to hide the truth. Originally, with this information, I wanted to retell the entire Freljordian story as accurately as possible. But it is obvious that Wright has the freedom to tell us more about the Watchers in the future. And with Lysandra being a massive liar, if in the future Wright expanded the story and altered the timeline, it would invalidate this entire video. So
what?
About the Watchers in the future. And with Lysandra being a massive liar, if in the future Wright expanded the story and altered the timeline, it would invalidate this entire video. So instead, just remember that the official timeline mentioned that the sisters defeated the Watchers before they got into conflict. But now, let's move on. 6,000 years before Noxus, a westward migration. Of course, we know this story very well, because it was explained when Kiana was released. This is where the advanced
I don't know.
people of Ishtal spread around the world.
I think this video is not a newcomers, how say? New fans of League of Legends friendly. You need to know a little about other champions. That's what I think, because it's same names and like.
Kiana was released. This is where the advanced people of Ishtal spread around the world.
Ishtal. I remember that in the map. Ishtal.
Some people migrated to the Blessed Isles, some to the Buhuru Islands.
What?
Spread around the world. And when Kiana was released.
Wait.
This is where the advanced people of Ishtal spread around the world.
Okay.
Some people migrated to the Blessed Isles.
Okay, for Ishtal they migrate to the Blessed Islands. Okay.
Some to the Buhuru Islands.
I have no idea which island this is.
And some to Targon, the deserts of Shurima, and to Valoran. In short,
also everyone.
Nearly all humans on Runeterra come from the
Oh, okay. So everyone comes from Ishtal. Okay.
Ishtali region. This is what the description said.
This was the beginning of the civilization of the humanity.
Bringing all their ancient knowledge and wisdom with them, settlers from the forgotten lands of the distant east reached the shores.
But he say was a war against giant humans and Vastaya Sharai. In Vastaya, like Vastaya, in another place. So have humans in other place. So there are two different humans, and then this one is spread to the world. I don't know. Maybe someone can explain in the commentaries.
Shurima and Valoran. In time, their descendants would come to rule the greatest civilizations Runeterra has ever known. Notice how the description simply mentions settlers from the forgotten land of the distant east, and how it says that they reached the shores of Shurima and Valoran. Now, Shurima and Valoran are the entire continents. So the story almost suggests that even the people of Ishtal don't come from Ishtal. It's
Let me going back a little.
settlers from the forgotten land of the distant east. And how it says that the description simply mentions settlers from the civilizations Runeterra has ever known. Notice how the description simply mentions
Wait, let me go back.
and some to Targon, the deserts of Shurima, and to Valoran.
Okay.
In short, nearly all humans on Runeterra come from the Ishtali region.
Yeah, until this part I get it. Now,
This is what the description says. Bringing all their ancient knowledge and wisdom with them, settlers from the forgotten lands of the distant east reached the shores of Shurima and Valoran. In time, their descendants would come to rule the greatest civilizations Runeterra has ever known. Notice how the description simply mentions settlers from the forgotten land of the distant east.
okay, so have another place in the distant east. Okay.
And how it says that they reached the shores of Shurima and Valoran.
Okay. Yeah, Ishtal. Okay.
Now, Shurima and Valoran are the entire continents. So the story almost suggests that even the people of Ishtal don't come from Ishtal. It suggests
Okay.
that even the people of Ishtal came from somewhere further east. What I'm trying to say
So the people come from the east to Ishtal, and then from Ishtal they spread.
is that maybe there is a place further east that is not even on the map.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
And that is where people came from. They landed on the shores of Shurima and Valoran, and from there they spread around.
Okay, I understand now. So it's another place east, but it's not the map. Not at least not in the official map. Okay. This is from 4 years ago. So tell me, I think it is for 4 years ago. So tell me if something of this change, okay? In the commentaries, okay? If you want to tell me.
Next we have 5,000 years before Noxus. The rise of the God Warriors. Guided by the divine aspects of Targon in preparation for some unknown future war, the ancient Chirimans used the sun disk at Nerimazeth to create the first Ascended. These noble beings were worshipped as living gods, and the empire they
the Ascendants
forged would endure for millennia. This confirms that we were right in our previous assumptions that it was the Targonian aspects and possibly even the Celestials themselves who showed Shurimans how to create the Ascended. The first Ascended were made in Nerimazeth. However, for unknown reasons, these early experiments with the Ascended failed, and Nerimazeth was turned into ruins. So instead, a couple of years later, a better and greater sun disk was built in the middle of the Shuriman desert.
Yeah, this one,
which would
okay.
become the foundation of the
I saw this image a couple times.
future capital city of the Shuriman Empire. The description mentioned that the Ascended were created for unknown future war, which of course we know would become the Great Void War.
Oh, okay.
2,500 years before.
Yeah, against the Watchers, right?
Icathia rebelled against Shurima. This is when the story called Where Icathia Once Stood happened. During this story, the Icathian kingdom requested to stay independent from the Shuriman Empire. Obviously, the Emperor of Shurima denied this request. And as an answer, he sent his ascended god warriors to reclaim the rebelling kingdom. So, because Icathians knew they wouldn't be able to beat the god warriors, they called upon a different kind of power to save them. Or, as the description puts it, in a desperate bid to succate from the tyranny of the Empire, Icathia unleashed the Void in battle.
So, okay. Yeah, I remember that. Also, wait. Icathia?
A different kind of power to save them. Or, as the description puts it, in a desperate bid to succate from the tyranny of the Empire, Icathia unleashed...
Yeah, Icathia? Yeah. So this was the other hole I said previously, but the Watchers could pass. Okay.
The Void in battle. Their own capital city was instantly destroyed. The land tainted and corrupted beyond all recognition. Even the mighty ascended host could do little to combat this horror. And Shurima was forced to abandon Icathia for good. 2,000 years before Noxus, Azir's failed ascension. This is when Xerath betrayed.
Oh, Azir, yeah, I remember that.
Some could argue that Azir wasn't really betrayed. He just never told Xerath that he wanted to free all slaves. Azir wanted to keep it as a surprise which would be announced after his ascension.
Yeah, but he got betrayed, right, in the end. If I did it, no, he got betrayed.
But since he never told Zerath, Zerath thought that Azir was as cruel as all his ancestors. And so, Zerath decided to push Azir away from the ritual.
Yeah.
And he absorbed the power of the Sun Disk himself.
Betrayed.
Forcing it to transcend him beyond what even the Ascended are.
Betrayed.
And destroying the Empire in the process.
Again, yeah, but Azir got betrayed. So yeah, if oh no, it's because he thought Azir was bad. No, he got betrayed. Betrayed is betrayed. Okay, this for me.
The description of these events says,
I'm sorry if you're really mad about this, but it's what I think.
Denied godhood by a base act of treachery, the last Freeman Emperor, Azir, was lost, along with the Sun Disk itself.
Yeah, because of a great explosion, right?
People, filled with fear and sorrow, looked for the remaining Ascended to protect them. Something to note here. Notice that there is a 500-year gap between these events and the story of Icathia. Because Azir was just a normal man during these events, that means that it wasn't Azir who led the Empire into war with Icathia. It was likely one of his ancestors.
Okay.
550 years before Noxus. The Great Darkin War. The last sentence of the previous era mentioned that after Azir died and the Sun Disk was destroyed, people turned to the Ascended warriors to protect them. And that was the foundation of the Great Darkin War. For what would a warlord be without an army? Bereft of purpose and...
Wait, if I remember right, in the previous video, maybe I'm wrong, the Darkins came before the Azir's fall, so that is a different now? It comes after the Darkin War?
Many of the Ascended became twisted in body and mind, naming themselves Darkin and raising hordes of mortal warriors to conquer the world. Eventually, the aspects who had inspired their creation were forced to intervene, imprisoning the Darkin within their own accursed weapons.
Yeah, I remember.
In other words, after Azir's betrayal, the Ascended Warhost
they get trapped in their weapons.
Was left without a leader, and with Icathia defeated, they were left without a purpose. Combine that with the fact that the minds of the Ascended were already touched by the Void, and suddenly they went crazy and started hungering.
So they got crazy after Azir's death? Yeah.
For power. Thus the Ascended became the Darkin. At this point the situation was out of control, and the living weapons which the Targonian aspects created to fight the Void were now terrorizing humanity. And so, using the power of the moon, the aspects were forced to intervene and imprison the Darkin inside their own weapons.
So that got after. If maybe I remember wrong, maybe it was after, but I was remember was before Azir. This, so yeah, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I remember wrong. Okay.
Here. The Darkin were...
I really sorry about that. That is why it's good to rewatch different timeline from different people even for the same channel, because you got to remind things, maybe some small details that you forgot, or maybe you misunderstand previously. That is why it's that good to rewatch or watch a new one.
Created using the
videos.
Power of the sun.
Sorry, I do that a lot. I start to speak something and I don't finish the sentence. I'm really sorry about that.
Reflecting in the Sun Disk. At the end, as we learned from the story Twilight of the Gods, they were sealed using the power of the moon. So the sun and the moon are the primal forces here. They are the beginning and the end. 400 years before Noxus, reign of the Iron Revenant. This is when the story of Mordekaiser happens. I'll read it.
Oh, I remember Mordekaiser, the
official description
Noxus.
First, and then I will fill in the gaps. Deceiving the mages who had resurrected him, the warlord San Uzal was reborn as Mordekaiser and set about conquering.
Oh, so he was dead? He was a warlord and then was dead, and now he got a revive?
The mortal realm from his immortal bastion. Though it took almost 3 centuries, he was eventually defeated by an alliance of Noxide tribes, who inherited the empire he had built. I need to add 2 things here. First of all, before San Uzal died, he conquered Valoran and forged an empire in blood and death. He did this because he believed that if he lived a glorious life in the name of the gods of death, he would be invited to their table in the afterlife. But after he died, he learned that the afterlife is empty. This angered him.
Really?
him so much that he learned how to speak the language of the dead, also
Oh,
known
wow.
as Oknun, by observing other damned souls. Then he reached out to the world of the living, in hopes to bait some sorcerer into bringing this legendary warlord back to life. And with a bit of patience, that is exactly what happened.
Okay,
Mordekaiser
okay.
is
Damn, okay.
Sanuzal's name spoken in Oknun. After this, the description happens.
So he was a warlord, and then I get that. you think he go to Valhalla, but realize have nothing, the other life. Okay, okay, okay.
Sanuzal was brought back
It's really sad,
to
but
life as
okay.
Mordekaiser, and he started a new conquest of the world. However, at the end of the description, it says he was eventually defeated by an alliance of the Noxai tribes. But of course, we know that it wasn't just a bunch of barbarian tribes who grouped together to take him down. In reality, Mordekaiser was also betrayed by his own people inside the Immortal Bastion. One of
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he was brutal,
which was
right?
LeBlanc herself. Anyway,
Who is he?
own people inside the Immortal Bastion. One of which was LeBlanc herself.
La Blanca? Okay. I think she's a champion. I think I saw her. I think she's a champion.
Anyway, as the story mentioned, almost 300 years passed. And now we are getting to 25 years before Noxus. The Ruination. A terrible accident occurred in the arcane vaults beneath the city of Helya, hidden away on the Blessed Isles.
Ah, the Blessed Isles again.
The barrier between the mortal and the spirit realms shattered. The souls of the dead were trapped in eternal torment within the coiling black mist. And the newly dubbed Shadow Isles were abandoned by all right-thinking.
Wait. So I was right in the previous video. It was Blessed Islands and then become the Shadow Islands. Okay. What happened?
The mortal and the spirit realm, the city of Helya, hidden away on the Blessed Isles. With the barrier between the mortal and the spirit realms shattered, the souls of the dead were trapped in eternal torment.
How that happened? I'm maybe going to explain here. Oh, this is about the... Oh my, I forgot. It's like the Halloween in Runeterra. How they name? Horrowing? It's Horrowing, right? Horrowing?
Torment within the coiling black mist. And the newly dubbed Shadow Isles were abandoned by all right-thinking mortals. Of course, everyone knows that the ruination was caused by the ruined king.
No, I don't know, sorry. Who?
So about 25 years before Noxus is when the story of Callista and Hecarim happened. And this takes us to
Who? Ruined King?
Noxus is when the story of Callista and Hecarim happened. And this takes us to 30 years before Noxus.
Maybe I need to find this about this Ruined King. Is a champion?
The Rune Wars.
The Rune
With
Wars.
Helya lost, dangerous magical artifacts soon began to find their way into the wrong hands. On the fields outside Com, the renowned mage Tyrus and his apprentice Rise witnessed the first devastating attack in the Rune Wars. A sight that would haunt Rise's nightmares for the rest of his...
Oh, right, the global runes? Global runes, right? Yeah, I remember. You said that about in the previous video.
The story of Rise actually happened after the ruination. Which makes sense because Master Tyrus, who was responsible for taking care of the world runes, was from the Blessed Isles. But since the Blessed Isles exploded, it makes sense that suddenly protecting the world runes was harder. That might be one of the reasons why people around the world started discovering the world runes. Either way, the description mentions Com.
Okay, so the people of the Blessed Isles were supposed to protect these global ruins, but when they blew up, they become the Shadow Islands. The people start to find the world runes and they start using in wars, right? Something like that. I remember say here was another continent or another another continent right here. Not continent, how I say that? Tribe? No, not tribe. I don't land? Was a land? I don't remember, sorry. Maybe you're going to explain here.
It's mentioned on the map of Runeterra. You can't find the place there, but it was mentioned, which is a place discovering the world runes. Either way, the description mentions Com, which is a place mentioned on the map of Runeterra. You can't find the place there, but it was
because it's here, right?
Story. In fact, it is this exact image. The reason why you can't find it on the map is because it is speculated that this entire crater in the middle of the sea is this place.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you see, guys, I pay attention. I'm learning. Yes.
There used to be a massive chunk of land there, but as the story of Rise described, the mountains got evaporated.
Get kaput. Kaboom. Boof.
And the ocean rushed into the land. That's where this giant hole comes from. The former birthplace of Rise. And finally, we are getting to year 0. Noxus endures. The Rune Wars escalated across most of the known world. After a decade of almost apocalyptic battle, the last of the Noxai were forced.
These global runes, they are more like nuclear weapons, right? Of magic. Okay.
Retreat inside the immortal bastion for shelter from the magical fallout. When they finally emerged, the land beyond has been ravaged. From the big battle. The last of the Noxai were forced to retreat inside the immortal bastion for.
Okay, so all people of Noxus get inside of this.
Fallout. When they finally emerged, the land beyond has been ravaged, but they survived. They were alloyed as a single people, no longer Noxai, but Noxus, and have marked their calendar from this day ever since.
Okay, so this is the weird one.
Reveals something interesting. Just like some people fled to the forests of Demacia, decades before Demacia was even a kingdom, because the forest itself was able to protect them from magic. People who are on the other side of the continent wouldn't be able to make it there, and so instead they hid inside the immortal bastion.
Wait, what?
Here reveals something interesting. Just like some people fled to the forests of Demacia.
Forests of Demacia, okay, I remember this in the map. Demacia in the map.
Decades before Demacia was even a kingdom, because the forest itself was able to protect them from magic. People who are
the floods can protect them from magic?
On the other side of the continent wouldn't be able to make it there, and so instead they hid inside the immortal bastion. And because the immortal bastion was empowered by the dark magic of Mordekaiser, it's not a surprise to know that the immortal bastion could also protect them from magic. So if you think about it, Demacia and Noxus started during the same event. However, it would take Demacia much longer to get actually killed.
Also, some people get to Demacia, some people get to Noxus. That was to protect themselves from the ruling wars. That sounds right.
Which takes us to the year 209.
So that's how the two empires start to emerge. I think I said that right. Okay. But I don't think I understand that right. If I said something wrong, please tell me.
The Demacian crown. Far to the west, the nation founded by the great champion
Wait, what?
The Demacian crown.
The Demacian
Far
crown,
to the
okay.
west, the nation founded by the great champion Orlon crowned its first king. Originally settled by the refugees of the Rune Wars. It was
so I was right, okay.
declared that Demacia would be a sanctuary from magic, now and forevermore. Of course, if you want to know more about Orlon, the person who founded Demacia, you can read the story of Poppy, who is now wielding the Hammer of Orlon.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to try to find lore.
Enough, the foundation of Demacia is also tied to other stories. For example, this means that it was around the year 300 when the story of Gale and Morgana happened. Next we get
around
the year 300 when the story...
They're like angels, right? From the... I don't remember the trailer. Still here? I think it's still here. Yeah, the cinematic. Still here? I think it is.
Gale and Morgana happened.
The angels,
Next we get
right?
to the year 349.
Angels,
Noxus
sorry,
becomes
angels.
An imperial power. After a series of forced annexations and the fall of the Draken Gate, the strength of Noxus grew to match its ambitions. The noble houses swore, though it might take 1,000 years, to unify all nations of Runeterra beneath a single banner, and elected a Grand General to lead their war hosts to victory. This part is super interesting, because this means that Noxus was founded with the exact same philosophy as Demacia. Demacia was also founded with the idea of having a shelter for all races of Runeterra. But as time went on, that idea corroded. But Noxus stuck with it. To this day, Noxus is still the most diverse nation on Runeterra, and that's because they stuck with their base philosophy. Then we have the year 772, Tragedy on the River Pilt. Merchant clans controlling the trade routes between Val.
I'm sorry if sometimes I don't speak a lot. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, sometimes I just watch it. It's because it's so interesting in this video, and I don't know a lot about the lore, so everything I see here is new for me, okay?
Rima accelerated construction of vast accessways and conveyors. However, excavations of these sun gates undermined the ancient port of Zone. Plunging whole portions of the city into the lightless caverns beneath. In other words, excavations of accelerated built. Merchant clans controlling the trade routes between Valorant and Shurima accelerated construction of vast accessways and conveyors. However, excavations of these sun gates undermined the ancient port of Zone, plunging whole portions of the city into the lightless caverns beneath. In other words, before the year 772, the only way to transport goods by ship from east to west would be to go around the entire continent, because the path through the continent was blocked by rocks right here, which is where the ancient city of Zone was.
Zone.
Back then, Zone was a Shuriman city, and its ancient name was Oshrava Zone. However, the rich people realized that if they make a massive hole through the rocks, instead of going around the entire continent, they could go through the rocks and pass between the eastern and western.
So this is Arcane, right? This is the city
with ease. And so the construction began, and the merchants of Zone started digging a hole through the rocks. But because it was taking far too long to do that, they decided to accelerate the digging, and so they used explosives. The issue is that they miscalculated how many of these explosives they needed, and the explosion was so big half of the city sank into the waters below. This disaster was so massive, thousands of people died that day, and the city was effectively split into two halves. Zone remained as it was below, albeit being mostly in ruins. But above that, a new city was born. It was called Piltover, for it was sitting over the river Pilt. Next we have the year
Okay. Yeah, this is for Arcane, right? Alright, okay.
787. With more and more
Sorry, I really like Arcane. Sorry if I get a little exciting.
bedraggled fortune seekers washing up on their shores. Missionaries from the Buhuru granted these
Again, I don't know where is this island is. Buhuru.
Pale-Lengi outsiders refuge in the southern island base. While there were many years of cultural confusion, even including the name of the Serpent Isles, this settlement would eventually grow into a bustling port city in its own right. In other words, the Buhuru were these advanced religious people that came here from Ishtal, just like they came to the Blessed Isles. But as more and more outsiders, who they called Pale-Lengi, came to their islands, most of them coming...
So, people from Ishtal came that place? So ever other people that they're not the only people. Okay.
Piltover and Zone, and usually seeking some form of treasures, the Buhuru gave them their own island where they could do whatever they wanted. And over time, as more and more people came, a settlement was built there, and that was eventually turned into Bilgewater.
Bilgewater. I think I remember that. They're on the pirates, right? The little pirates champions. I remember seeing this in the map.
Next we have the year...
Maybe I'm wrong. Explain. maybe I'm wrong. Sorry. Explain me in the commentaries if I'm wrong. But I think it's right. Bilgewater. Yeah. At least the name is familiar for me.
The invasion.
It's not strange from me. At least the name is not strange from me.
Following many years of scouting and preparation, Grand General Borem Darkwill ordered a large-scale...
Wait, what?
Next we have the year 984.
The
invasion of Ionia. Following
okay.
many years of scouting and preparation, Grand General Borem...
Oh, this is Ionia? I think this was the first... when the giants, there were been human giants and... Oh my... Vastaya raised. I think it's Vastaya, yeah, I think I remember. So this is the place? Oh, okay. I didn't remember.
Darkwill ordered a large-scale occupation of Ionia by Noxian forces. Although initially met with little resistance, the Warhost's brutal advancement across the provinces soon gave rise to fierce retaliations from various Ionian militias, which became more organized after the infamous Battle of the Placidium. Of course, everyone knows the invasion of Ionia. Soon gave rise to fierce retaliations from various Warho's brutal advancement across the provinces soon gave rise
Yeah, oh, yes, Noxus already here. Look, they already invade this part.
to fierce retaliations from various Ionian militias, which became more organized after the infamous Battle of the Placidium. Of course, everyone knows the invasion of Ionia. The story of most Ionian champions and a lot of Noxian champions as well explain this.
I don't know. Okay.
So if you
But maybe when I start to make a reaction about the Ionian people, Ionian champions, I'm going to understand a little more about
want to
this.
learn about what happened here, Irelia is the centerpiece. But other interesting champions include Riven, Kayn, Master Yi, and even Zed and Shen. But of course there is one more champion who changed because of these events. And that champion takes us to the last point on this timeline. Year 989. Jericho Swain seizes Noxus. In spite of his dishonorable discharge from the military, former General Swain enacted a coup with the Noxian capital, disposing and killing Boran Darkwill. In less than a year, Swain had ended the occupation of Ionia, vastly reduced the influence of the noble houses, and established
So this guy was responsible for the invasion.
the Triferix Council to govern the Empire. Of course, the Triferix is the new way Noxus is led. Instead of having one Grand General who acts as a tyrant, and who could also be easily corrupted, Swain made it a law that Noxus would always be led by 3 people, each representing one pillar of Noxus.
Oh, okay, so Noxus have all 3 leaders?
Vision, Might, and Guile. That way, with 3 leaders in charge, Noxus could never be corrupted. And this takes us to the present day.
Okay.
Because even though this is the end of the official timeline, there are stories that are happening right now. The biggest one is the story of Silas, who is currently pushing the story of Demacia forward in the present days. But other present stories also include the story of Udyr and Volibear, the one where Udyr faced the Earth Sign, but also we have the stories of Riven and Yasuo, called Confessions of a Broken Blood.
Okay, I need to really watch these champions, a lot of these champions, because a lot of things he say, I know the story is massive, so he cannot explain everything in one video. So yeah, it's okay. So I'm going to start to watch a lot of these other champions,
and even
so I can understand a little more.
Because remember, even though the story of Jhin, Zed, and Yasuo starts before the invasion of Ionia, between then and now, Jhin was imprisoned and then he was freed. So during the present days, Zed and Shen are still hunting down Jhin. But that is it for the official timeline of Runeterra. Finally, there should be no mistakes and this video should serve as a guide for years to come. I strongly doubt that Riot will change the timeline in the future. If anything, they may add to the timeline. As I said at the beginning, the only confusing bit is with Freljord. We are not exactly sure about the chronology of when the bridge in Holding Abyss was built, when the Watchers were sealed, and when Lysandra fought against her sisters. That entire part is still confusing, because Lysandra keeps screwing with the stories. Again, Lysandra is a known liar. She is rewriting the stories to hide the truth. So maybe the story is confusing on purpose. But if anything, we should trust the book.
Yeah.
After all,
if this is 4 years ago, so
the book was written as a summary of all the canon lore.
Wait, let me finish. Let him finish.
The Watchers became a threat. The sisters defeated them. They learned that Lysandra was favoring the Watchers, and then Avarosa and Serilda turned on Lysandra. That should be the canon version. But with that, that is going to be it for this video. There's definitely one more thing I want to talk about when it comes to this book. Because believe it or not, but there might be some hidden teasers of a new champion in the book. And because I was given an early copy, I had some time to look into it. But more on that in a future video. For now, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.
Okay, I really enjoyed this video. So, but this video again is for 4 years ago. So maybe they changed something from then and now. So yeah. So I sorry if this video is not full right. Okay, it's not. Oh wow, sorry about my English. I really sorry if this video is not full. The story change. in some parts from then and now. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. Please tell me in the comments if some of these things are not accurate, it's not right anymore. It's different now. Please tell me in the comments. I'm really sorry about my English. I'm really sorry if if I don't speak a lot, if I don't put a lot in this video. It's because I'm learning. Okay, I don't know anything about this video. I don't know anything of these champions. Look like I need to learn a little more about these champions so I can understand a little more about the timeline. But yeah. Beside that, I really like it. I learned more. Okay, that is why I said in the beginning, maybe these have things I already saw, but I probably have things I didn't saw. So this is going to include new things to this story to me to understand more this word, I don't know. This universe, universe, better say this universe. So yeah, I love this. It have a lot of parts I didn't know was in the previous video. So wow, okay, I really like that. I hope this video wasn't boring. I hope this video everyone enjoyed this video. And yeah, if you like it, please give me a like and subscribe. Okay, and if you want to watch this video full, no pauses, no discussions, I'm going to put the link on the description and the link of the channel, the Necrit, I don't know if I said his name right, in the description too. So please go and watch the original video, give him a like, and go to the original channel too, the channel of this video, and subscribe to his channel, okay, so you can learn a little more too. You have a lot of interest. You have a lot of interesting things in his channel about League of Legends. So go and watch it, okay? So I get tired. That is why I start to to speak very bad English, to not remember words in this, because I start to become tired. This was a very long video, and I was recording another video previously before this one, so that is why I'm so tired right now. So I'm sorry about that. And yeah, thank you everyone. If you like, please give me a like. Think to subscribe to my channel, okay? If you have something you want me to watch about League of Legends or about other things, please put in the commentaries. And that's it. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have an incredible day. And I see you next time, okay? In the next reaction. Bye bye.